Good morning, everyone. How are we this morning? Welcome to Grandpappy and Ben. Delighted to see you, Grandpappy. I don't think you've been around for ages. Really happy to have you here this morning. As always, I like to check and make sure the audio is clear before I start gaming. Can everybody hear me this morning? Welcome to Grandpappy and Ben. Delighted to see you, Grandpappy. I don't think you hear goats. Excellent. Wonderful. So, Grandpappy, I don't think you were here for the first stream of this. It went a little weird. We got about 2 hours in, and there was a lot of talking that happened in the game. And then the game froze up, and I lost the entire thing. So I had to go back and good morning, Jay. So I had to go back and redo everything, and if I skipped all of the talking, it took me 15 minutes. You've been fighting emotions since the start of the year. Well, that doesn't sound good. Fighting emotions sounds very violent. And very hard on yourself. I hope it gets better. It is very cold and lots of snow and ice and everything else here, as tends to be the case, so we're keep on keeping on. I did have to kind of do a quick rush job on the animals this morning. I apologize for being late. I got caught up in this kind of awful, like, failed DHHS story that happened in our state that ended up with a little girl dying. It's one of those things that, like, speaking of fighting emotions, it's one of those things that kind of, enrages you to the point where you just sit down and read everything you can find on it rather than, getting ready for your day like you should. Up to the point where my coffee is cold. Sorrow won, but now I'm doing grand. Well, I'm sorry that Sorrow won, but I'm glad that you seem to be feeling a little bit better. I think sometimes it's just a matter of, like, letting our emotions have their way with us, so to speak. I so far have mixed feelings on this game. I love Original Sin 2. I'm having some issues with the controls on this. They make Original Sin 2 I have on PS4. And so when you're walking, you just kind of, push the button and you walk. In this, you have to keep clicking repeatedly, and it makes for a slightly janky movement. And so for the first time ever, I'm finding myself a little bit motion sick when I play this game, so. Grandpappy wants coffee, yeah. I have to say, I only had enough for like 1 cup this morning. Usually I have a couple. And it also means that tomorrow morning I won't have any coffee at all, so. Considering that I'm very behind on sleep, this should be interesting. All right. I do want to ask the chat. I can actually read out loud faster than the voice actors in this speak. So I'm a little bit tempted to just shut the voice acting off. More movement on PC. You can click and hold to move your character. Well, this version I apparently can't. I have to keep clicking in order to keep moving, so. Yeah, I totally agree, Grandpappy. Like I said, sometimes we just have to write out the emotions and let them do their thing. No coffee, you're fired. I've had 1 cup of coffee. I'm good. I just haven't had 2. I might have to have tea for my second one. So anyway, I'm thinking about shutting off the voice acting and just reading it out loud because it literally did. It took 2 hours to get as far as we did with the voice acting, and it took me 15 or 20 minutes to go back through everything without the voice acting. So what do you guys think? Does that seem like a reasonable compromise? I mean, I'm sure my voice acting isn't all that great, but... You know, before I even say that, I probably should find out if I even can do that. Master... Music, voice. I can. So yes, I can shut the voice off if we would prefer not to take 2 hours to do. No, voice acting is fine. Have the game dialogue memorized. Alright, well let's see how it goes. We can always change it back if it doesn't work. I am impressed that you've played this so many times. Huh. Okay, I have realized that there is going to be a glitch in this, in that I have different glasses on this morning than usual, and I can't see the wording very well. This means the task you've been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon the Star Stone along the way. We have choices. How did you find out Jake was a Starstone collector? I don't know where this came from, because there was absolutely nothing about Jake being a Starstone collector, so... the game has apparently just kind of jumped ahead on me. Why is it so particularly nice for us to have found a shelter somewhere? I wonder, do you absolute credence in the words of... Zyzax, time void, the looming end. How did you become Zyzax's agent? Or I'll take my leave. Okay, I did come upon this guy. I just somehow missed the fact that he was telling me that Jake was a... This is the first game, not the second. Yeah, I love the second game. I've played the second game all the way through multiple times, but I had never played the first one. You can't read and eat coffee. Yeah, I had never played this one, but it was gifted to me for Christmas, by my favorite bear, so I wanted to give it a play. So what do we think? I assume I'm going to get to ask all of these eventually, but I guess we start at the beginning. I met him first a long time ago out in the waters of Gore. He wondered aloud what on earth a cat was doing out here in the Seeing Desert, then shared what little food and water he had with him. So I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled and told me stories about his travels. Oh, so Cat Dude is actually the... Alright. And why did you not mention this before? While you were being lectured by our friend, the historian and the Grand Dame of Time, I snuck into his house and had a look around. The advantage of being a cat, you know, you can go anywhere with impunity, and sometimes the lady of the house rewards you with a slice of fresh herring. That's where I saw them in the cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there silent and innocent, though bloody murder may have been committed in their name. Let me phrase it like Zyzax might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. Pointless instrument stripped of potential of creation. It is void, it is death, it is nothing. I'll not pretend to have all the answers or understand all that is happening here or out there among the stars, but I do know I'd rather err on the side of caution. Don't we all long for sanctuary where our worldly troubles can be held at bay? A bed or a basket so snug it becomes in word safety. I gotta say, he's really kind of obsessed with this whole cat thing. But perhaps I speak only for myself, not for veterans such as yourselves that by necessity call any patch of ground they rest upon home. Before you go, here, take this teleporter pyramid, a handy toy indeed that Zyzax asked me to give to you. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Don't worry though. Use this one here and it'll take you straight to its twin. I do remember the teleporter triangles from the second game. Now that matters have been settled, I shall detain you no longer, but rest assured I'll do my share of hunting too, so if you spot a white cat during your travels, do stop to say hello. Alright. That was much faster than... Good morning, Working Wolfie. How are you? I have to say it's been a while since I did any of this stuff, so I might have to, Alright, use. My gods, what's going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Alright, I swear I'll murder the creature that sent me here. I'll tear him to shreds along with anyone else who witnessed this little prank. This is a curious mix-up. It'll be quite a story to tell tomorrow, or sorry milady, I came by a magical pyramid, didn't know where I would end up. I don't actually know which of these I have reasonable stats in, so we're guessing. What do you think we ought to do? Other than turn down the... Does the music sound really loud to you guys? I'm tempted to turn the music down. What do we think? Lower the music? How's that? Does that work for everybody? I feel like I'm yelling to talk over it. Music is fine, really. Do you need me to turn it back up? I felt like I was hollering to me, but I can always turn my headphones down. And good morning, Bear. I was just saying that this was gifted to me by my favorite bear. Good morning, Legatus. You're not first for once. I hope you're having a good morning. Alright, so are we going with Intimidate, Charm, or Reason? I don't remember what any of my stats are, because I haven't played this in like 2 weeks, so... I'm going to go with Audience Decision. Of course, the audience has to have an opinion, I guess. Alright, I guess we'll just go with this one. Everybody seems quiet. Alright, I definitely cannot see this at all. In my blindness. I don't know what the purpose of this is. I can press space to skip, or... disagree, win the game to win the argument. Is this supposed to be a constant argument between my two characters? Because that just seems like a silly way to run a game. A magical pyramid, eh? Frivolous and lecherous magic, more like. Leave my house, afore the divines punish you for your aberrant ways. Alright, I don't see a... I'm supposed to be here to pick up the triangle, but I don't see... I don't see a triangle. Anybody else see the thing I'm supposed to be after? Oh, there it is right there. Silly me. Wait. Pick up. There we go. Alright, how do I get out of here? Before she gets more angry with us. Alright, did I end up getting both of them? There's one, there's the other. Awesome. I don't know why she had it, like, hanging out in the middle of her floor, but... Good morning, Witch Queen. How are you this morning? Should have asked you to charm her. Wonder if you can burn her house down. Well, I mean, it's not like she was completely irrational about the whole thing. I would be sort of freaked out if somebody showed up in my bathroom as well while I was taking a bath. Alright, I have to remember how to... Alright, I know there's a way to rotate the screen, I just don't remember what it is. That's how I roll to rotate my perspective. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'm remembering a different game. Alright. Log. That's right. We don't have quests here, we have logs. Let's see. Nah! Nah! Oh, the marrying. The problem is it's been a while and I don't remember what it is I'm supposed to be doing. Wonder if there's anything on the map that will tell me where I'm supposed to go. Wayside Point. Do you not have people appear in your bath as you bathe? Commonplace for some of us? Fucking extraplanar creatures don't knock anymore. Witch Queen, I hope you are feeling rested if you woke up earlier than usual. Alright. Quest markers are here and here, so I guess that's where I'm supposed to be heading. I just don't remember exactly what it is I'm supposed to be doing. So. Ooh. I guess I should find a shovel, huh? Though I don't know, that looks like it might be a grave, and digging up graves does seem rather unsavory. Oh, nope. Don't want the waypoint. Nope, I'm good, thanks. Where am I going? Ooh, I don't have all the fog cleared out here. Oh, that's right. There's like this whole random array of rock walls that like block your path for no particular reason. Alright, I think the building I need to be in is up here. Ooh, let's check some barrels. it's this building. Oh, which is locked. Well, fudge, I guess we need to go around the other side. Good morning, Hat. How are you? Grandpappy, I'm going to assume that that is supposed to be I know why Cthulhu sleeps. I think that might actually make the joke funnier, though. Meant to have been around 12, so 7 hours isn't bad. Yeah, I mean, that's 7 hours of sleep. That's not too bad. I had like 4 yesterday, so, whoops, nope, don't accidentally steal barrels. What am I supposed to be doing here? Talking to this lady? The hunter returns. I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Who are you? Let's discuss your husband's murder. I've been told your husband been collecting something called starstones. Care to elaborate? Can you tell me more about this place? Starstones! Never heard of such a thing. Dear Jake had a mixed collection. Yes, as far as I knew, it was one of his pastimes, nothing more. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you better find evidence to back up your ridiculous claims. What do you want to know? Tell me about Cecil. Tell me about the undead. Since the beginning, this has been a particularly favored region of Rivellon. Even before there was major settlement here, the cliffs were special holy site for the ancient pagans. It's hard to believe our great city has so easily crumbled. Praise be to Audru the wizard, had wits about him to build newfangled weapons of his, or Cecil would have been the very throne of decay by now. Because of him, life here is almost bearable again, despite the Walking Dead. Though it's rather eerie and perplexing at the same time to think about how quickly one adjusts to get dangers when a handful of guardians holds them at bay. Alright. So we have now spoken to the widow, which I guess was the goal. I do kind of want to see if she's got anything to buy. I already know all that stuff. Legion's greetings. I've been informed about your heroics on the beach. Were that I had been there to partake in the battle, but my duties lie here, sworn as I am to protect Lady Esmeralda from the rabble that would enforce summary justice on her, even though she is, until proven guilty, wholly innocent. I am Septimus, seventh son in a household of 9. Legionnaires all. Me and 2 brothers of mine were assigned to Cecil from day 1. Alas, both of them have long since fallen in a battle against the dead, but never shall I lose heart. Long as a single legionnaire stands, all of us remain undefeated in the eyes of the gods. What do you think of Esmeralda? So fair a lady I have seldom seen in all of Rivellon, my friend, and I have traveled more extensively than migratory birds do. She stands accused of murder, but in my mind her presumed guilt is a fallacy and indeed a fabrication. Somebody is in love with the lady. Let's discuss Jake's death. Jake's murder, in a word, was a tragedy. He was well loved in all of Cecil. The Council of 7 couldn't have wished for a better ambassador. That he of all people should have braved the undead siege for so long, only to be felled by foul sorcery, is heartrending. I hold belief that this place is cursed. First the undead, who are getting more vicious by the day, mind. Then the orcs, who don't even seem to understand when a war's been lost. Something about this place seems to inspire the worst in those savages. I can tell you one thing about the undead, that's to say, keep a hell away from them. I've seen too many men and women put on a brave face and a vow to undo death's scourge, only to be struck down and have their innards eaten out by one of them while their hearts still thumped away. Well, he's very dramatic, isn't he? Eraserhead, good morning. How are you? Goat isn't a real goat lady. She didn't bar at the sheep again. I don't know if goats baa. I'm pretty sure they make a different noise. Also, not sure if they're related to sheep. Sheep and goats are both caprines. They are both members of the same vague family. And they are actually closely enough related that about once every 10 years, you can get something called a geep, which is a goat-sheep hybrid. But most of the time it causes miscarriages and gets nowhere. And I did bar at the sheep once, but most goats consider themselves way above. They consider themselves like much loftier creatures than sheep. They pretty much ignore the sheep. Yes, goats definitely go. Well, I don't know. Some of my goats go baa, and some of them just yell. And one of them, I swear, just goes, "No!" when when there's grain to be had. Hat, how are you this morning? Just wondering how you are, because I am delighted to have your presence, but usually you don't show up with just a period and nothing else. Have I already done this? This does not appear to... Yeah, I've already done this. This does not appear to, get rid of the quest points once I have finished them off, which is going to be a real pain, since I do not remember what it is I'm supposed to be doing. No. As a necromancer, that is not how you use the undead. You force them to spread a plague to create more undead. It becomes an endless cycle of power and dominion and mad ramblings. Well, if you're going to ramble, it might as well be mad rambles. Make good use of your rambling. I don't think I've been over here. Not that I think there's anything I'm supposed to do over here, but... Does feel like it's convenient to know where things are. And we'll get all of the, motion sick walking out of the way. Now, what I really want to know when it comes to the farm animals is why do I keep hearing geese when I have not seen any geese? That just seems bizarre. Because if they were true geese, they'd just charge me. Alright, to clear out this gray spot, I'm going to have to go around this building and back down again. See what I mean about the jankiness of the walking? Does it make anybody else queasy, or is it just because I'm, like, this close to it? That's weird. I feel like I've been here too. Maybe that was in the first time around. Maybe this was before I, got stuck and had to redo the entire thing. See? I hear geese. And I do have to say, they're pretty realistic sounding geese. Alright. I think I've cleared this whole area out, so let's see if I can figure out where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Well, we've got something up here. Strange cave. Yes, because that's the first place I would always go when, you know, investigating a murder. Sure, what the heck? Why do you see no geese? Because they locked the evil fuckers up. I know they're cute, but they're vicious as fuck. My geese are loving and sweet and wonderful. I have no idea what you're talking about. This is a Larian game. Odds are there's more to a quest even after it's listed as done. I swear there's at least 5 ways to finish every quest. I know, that's actually kind of one of the things I love about the game. The, let's see, where am I? The issue, though, is that I can't actually remember what I'm supposed to be doing. And because there's a log and not, like, just a quest, it's not that easy to remember what it is you're doing when you've spent a significant amount of time. Oh, wait a minute. Is that not how I'm supposed to get there? Finding your way around is also harder in this game, I think, than in some of them. It's kind of weird how the weather changes as soon as you venture outside the city. Yep. Oh, that's a lot of bad guys. All right, I need to move this somehow. Nope, I can't move it. I cannot see what it is I'm supposed to be fighting because all of the things are in the way. Target's too far. Can I move up and then target? Scarlet's turn. Also moving up. What can we do that does large numbers of people? I don't really want to use battering ram because I can't see how many people are out there. Oh, well that... crap. I might have to pause for a second and actually go get my other glasses. I thought the new glasses were gonna help, but they're really not. They're making things quite difficult, actually, so... Oh, Roderick is way ahead of her. How did that happen? And why? That explains why he could reach things and she could not. And Vampiric Touch. I don't know if Vampiric Touch works on vampires, but... or undead, but we're gonna find out. Battering ram... Cure wounds... Resurrect... Flee... Alright, I guess we're just going to... battering ram this thing? Did I kill it? I can't tell. Guess not. Half-eaten zombie. Well, that's disgusting. I suppose it's making me a little nauseous, the walking that is. Yeah, I find, I mean, it's not bad. Alright. I need something that's, like, good for groups, but apparently I don't have anything. Oh, that's how he ended up ahead of everything else. I read it wrong. Not enough action points. This game is very strange. The fact that I can only do one thing with action points seems kind of bizarre. Cure wounds. Neither of us is wounded yet. Battering ram. I can't. Can I use? No, I can use encourage. And otherwise, I guess... Yeah, so she can walk up and do an attack. Ah, I didn't want him to move. I wanted him to attack. Wow, his stuff takes a really long time to regenerate. It's kind of weird that he can't... yeah, okay. Alright, I have hit this thing multiple times. Why am I doing, like, no damage? And why does it keep walking when I ask it to hit something? Ooh, that sucked. What is this? Get your magical claws out. Resurrect. Yeah, I guess. Alright, every time I try and hit this thing, it just heals up the next turn. So, I guess... Alright, why is it not letting me attack? I'm so confused. Alright, hang on a second. We're gonna pause this for a second. I'm gonna go get my other glasses. And we're gonna see if I can see shit. Because apparently I'm doing this all wrong. Alright, so part of the issue is that the other glasses suck, apparently. Part of the issue is... that the sun is coming through my window badly. And part of it I'm beginning to think is that, does the game look like squished up to anybody else? Like it's maybe not quite on the right resolution? Alright, this is Roderick. This is the guy I want him to hit. Except that this guy seems to heal up every single time I hit him. So I'd like him to hit somebody else, but I don't seem to have any other options for him to hit anyone else. So I guess we'll just keep hitting this guy. Alright, so Scarlet's not doing great. So I guess we're gonna take a turn to use that. Wow, that did not heal her nearly as much as I was hoping it would. What level am I? I don't want action points. I want to, like, actually be able to see my characters. Which apparently I can't do. Oh, what I can do is zoom in, though. Man, I might be able to see better in that case. I was trying to figure out if these guys were, like, a lot higher level than I am. Like, am I not supposed to be here yet? Because I swear these guys are, like, healing up really regularly. And it seems very weird that my abilities are regenerating so slowly. Like that. Yeah, I think I must be in an area I'm not supposed to be in because I'm gonna die. And she apparently had all the healing potions. Okay. So, can I raid her corpse for the healing potion that I know she has? Or the resurrect scroll, sorry. Resurrect. Can't see what I'm doing. Alright, the graphics pretty cool. I like that. Alright, and then she... Nope. She needs healing. Wow, those healing potions are doing absolutely nothing. That's it? That's like, we get like no other... Alright, there's a thing I'm supposed to hit. Nope, that's not what I wanted. It will tell me everything I can pick up around here, but I can't remember what it is. Anybody remember what the button is that you hit so that you can... area higher level than you know what that means? Better loot. Yeah, the only loot I got was a freaking chunk of hair. That is not what I call better loot. Yeah, it is literally hair. What else to get? Blackjack, which doesn't work as well as what I've got now. Pyramid how-to. Sword that doesn't work as well as what I've got now. Alright. I feel like there should be more stuff that I should pick up here, but I can't find any of it because I can't find what the button is I'm supposed to push. Alright. Does the hair smell nice? Grandpappy, I don't know about you. How to see items for pickup on PC. Oh, I spelled it all wrong. Can see items on the ground available for pickup by holding down the left Alt key. That is not in any way, shape, or form self-evident or something that one would reasonably figure out on your own. Alright, now where's this cave I'm supposed to be heading for? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die. If I get into even one more combat like that, I'm pretty screwed. Alright, we're gonna go back to town and find out if there is a different way to get there. Because that seemed unreasonable. Yeah, we'll try going around the other side of the wall. Oh, and look, the wind immediately cuts down. What a surprise. Oh, and the rain is gonna stop, because apparently it only rains outside the city. Alright, so we have to go all the way around this wall. And I will laugh my ass off if it turns out there's nothing there. Hate janky controls. What's gonna happen if I go across this bridge? Do I end up in the right, going in the right direction or the wrong direction? Why do I still hear geese? These gates are remain closed at all times. Wait a second. Well, I'll be a little red imp's uncle. The Source Hunter, sorry for the gruff treatment. I didn't recognize you right away. Please tell me how I can aid the investigation. You can see security is tighter than ever around here since the surprise attack the orcs put on a fortnight ago. They certainly did enough damage to shake up Aru and Cat. Oh. Wait a minute. Wasn't... You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the wilds. A party of 1 or 2 runs the risk of being outnumbered. I'd bring some backup if I were you. Okay, so I can't go to the cave at all, which means there's something else I need to be doing. I have to say this is the first time I've ever really desperately... Grandpappy's leaving us. Who else is going to make jokes at my expense? How will I ever survive? No, seriously, Grandpappy. It's been really nice to have you. We don't get to see you very often, so I'm really delighted that you were able to make it. I hope you're having a great day. Alright, let's try the log again. This is going to involve me having to, like, walk directly up to the screen and be like, hey, I can't see what any of this says. Find starstones. We're not future. Yeah, we know all of that. That doesn't tell me what I'm supposed to do, though. Yeah, one of the reasons I think I prefer 2 is that it's a lot easier to figure out what you're doing if you haven't played for a while. Harbor Warehouse. Tavern. Is the tavern? No. Captain. Study. Esmeralda. I mean, like, the most reasonable thing to do would be to go to the scene of the crime and see if I can actually find the chips of starstones that she was talking about. But that doesn't seem to be an option. Is that a rat? Or the white cat? No, that's a rat. So apparently what we're learning here is that the cat wizard dude is kind of a lazy ratter. And he just wants to hang around and get fed fish. Alright. Let's go back and talk to the captain again. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, next building over. Has anybody played played this first game? I seem to know lots of people that have played the second game, but not the first one. I mean, aren't you supposed to be looking for stuff? Um... If you must know, I was merely checking up on Maxine, the mayor's cat. Okay, so this guy not only is really big onto turning into a cat, but he's kind of creepy and likes to make it with other cats. If you found any incriminating evidence, it's slow, let's have it. Okay, so... Alright, nothing else we can get from the captain. So I'm very stumped. I don't know why the cave is even showing up on my list. I don't appear to have anything other than look for stones, except I don't know where there'd be stones. I've been through all of this before, but I don't think I did it the second time. What do you think, folks? Where do we go? I feel like far too many of these games have involved me wandering around in circles and people getting bored and leaving. Well, we haven't gone up this way yet. Alright. Oh, I can't even click down over the edge and have it take me there. Oh, because there's a... Alright, I can't go through the gates. There's nothing for me to do in town, and I am totally stumped. I haven't found any merchants so that I can buy healing potions. I suppose I could try the tavern. Maybe a tavern has healing potions. Ah, nope. Don't need that. We're going to show you everything about the tavern except how to actually get in it. can't go that way either. Can I? Yes, I can. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Alright, I'm over here. Back demon, back or I'll... What? The Baird's edgier than a dodecahedron these days? Okay, that's a little clever. Oh, there's another source hunter. So I've been on, let's call it, a loan from a town from north of here, Hunter's Edge by name. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs, not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but orcs who've taken dark magics to new height. What they want in Hunter's Edge I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever coming through the crossing paths with a source hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Cecil. They don't have a spare soldier to send southward, and even my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup. I escaped by the skin of my teeth, comrade. The Scavengers were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard has a good penchant for things that go boom in the night. What's your next plan of attack? Well, comrade, I haven't thought it through till you tapped on my shoulder just now. Perhaps that's where you come in. I need a contingent I can trust. If I'm to take back the town, and the way I see it, you could use reinforcements in town. I've been scouting Cecil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help with the murder of the counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator. So that's your proposition. You help us here in Cecil, and we help you take back your home village thereafter. Well, you know the old expression, two's a tea party, three's an invasion. I know this place like the back of my hand now, and the orcs up north will make short work for a trained-up trio of source hunters. The fantastic plan, with 3 source hunters working in tandem, will put an end to all of the evils against the fair land, or we can't in good conscience take on a task so far removed from our current mission. I mean, I don't see like I have a choice at this point. I have absolutely nothing else I can do, so that's the spirit. Listen closely now. Do you hear it? That's the sound of every orc and sorcerer in a 100-mile radius shaking in their boots. What's the little green arrow pointing at? Split the party by dragging... Yeah, we've covered that already. Splitting the party is something I know how to do, and weirdly enough in this game actually makes sense in places. Alright. Apparently I have to do it just to make this go away. Alright. More cats. Still don't have any way to heal. just want a bartender. Or a merchant or something. So what is all the information he supposedly has? That's what I want to know. The Source Hunter, I'd like to report some dark magic only tainted hearts could tip as miserably as this lot. Been at the King's Crab nearly 10 years now, personally, seen every character you can imagine, from bums to wizards. Throw those doors for a pint and a place to rest. Were you here the night of Jake's murder? I think I'm one of the last folks to see him alive. That awful scream has been ringing in my ears ever since. And with the room it all happened still under quarantine, it's a constant reminder of exactly what happened. I was washing up and nudging the last of the lushes out the door when a cloaked woman rushed in right past me. I never got a look at her. Damn my eyes, but I figured the way she disappeared, she was visiting one of the lodgers. Luckily for the perpetrators, I was rinsing bottles in the back when the terrible deed took place and saw nothing more. I ain't proud to say I ducked under counter and stayed there until I heard Yavad fling the door open, but I was paralyzed with fright. I've actually forgotten where... Is this where it was supposed to take place? Because I never did get a chance to look at it. I got zapped away. Oh, no, I didn't want to take the pillow. Screen. I assume nobody has the capabilities to... She doesn't. He doesn't. Nobody picks locks. Can I just attack it? No, that was terrible. Alright. See if we can find a key. Oh, stone. There has to be a way to turn this around, right? No? No. Mirror? Well, that's not helpful. I don't care about the pillows. I just want to know where the key is. We've already had that conversation. Guess we'll go upstairs. I'm telling you, a necromancer must be at work. How else do you explain the risen dead? Yeah. Makes sense. Lots of folded shirts. I have no idea what's happening because I'm on a work call, but I'm here for it. I'm glad you are because, I'm not sure I am. Bendover's not even really watching the stream, so... This door is locked. Greetings, are you most welcome in my chamber. Customers rarely even find me up here, but I do abhor the hustle and bustle of the marketplace. TEG, you're a traveling merchant? Yes. Let's discuss your wares. Drag items you wish to buy or sell. Oh, good lord. Why is this so tiny? Drag items you wish to buy or sell into the barter window. Balance the offer by pressing the scales. Confirm the transaction by pressing the blue accept button in the middle. You can also identify and repair items as a trader. That is possibly the most complicated way they could have gone about doing that. This should be interesting. Alright. Well, I would definitely like some lockpicks. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Alright, apparently I can just do it that way. Let's see if we can get rid of all this junk in return for some lockpicks. Oops, no. Hero shaft I want to keep. I don't care about those. Orders you can't have, because that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, let's give him some rotten eggs. That'll be fun. Balance the scales. You still want all of my gold in return for fucking lockpicks? Let's try that again. Alright, I'm just unloading junk, so that's fine. I don't care about that. So what do you want for these? 400. You want all of my gold in return for lockpicks. Lockpicks were like a super cheap everyday thing by the time you hit game 2. Alright, I guess we're gonna call it a day. And try with someone else. I don't even know which character I'm on at this point. Roderick, apparently. Bodyguard. What? I just wanted to talk about your stuff. Wait, does this not go person by person? Is that like everything that I actually had? I don't even know what's going on. I'm not even on this character, so I don't know why Roderick is. So wait a minute. Inventory. No, I definitely have different characters with different stuff. So why can I not sell? Why can I not sell to her? That's so weird. Okay. I have to say that Divinity 2 is definitely a better game. There's just too much about this one that just doesn't make any sense. It's just sort of like random happenings that there doesn't appear to be any reason for. And there's the fact that I can't figure out... There it is. Yeah, this is going to be another game where I've wandered around for an hour and a half and get nothing accomplished. Mind if we keep our voices down over the sensitive subject? Death and dark magic isn't exactly great for business. The room where it happened, it was rented to a certain woman, though I regret to say I can't say who. See, that just doesn't make any sense. This inn isn't in the business of asking questions, if you know what I mean. She came heavily cloaked, paid the full sum in advance. I was used to such transactions after many similar concerning a certain Esmeralda. Figured this was just more of the same. Saw one other figure go to the room that night. Someone tall, broadly built like a man, but shrouded the same as she. Standard practice for Mrs. Counselor and her visitors. I was startled awake by a horrendous hubbub shortly after midnight. I jumped up and grabbed my grandpappy's machete, bleary-eyed and awash with fright. By the time I burst into the room, it was horribly silent. There was only Jake on the floor, dead, surrounded by what might have been a battlefield. Whatever done it had escaped through the window, but I saw nary a soul when I looked out. You can bet I hightailed it to the Legion barracks faster than a jackrabbit after that. Counselor Jake, that poor man, I knew too much about his affairs, you know. Never figured it was my business to say anything, but after all that's happened, I wonder if it wasn't a grave mistake. Esmeralda's longest-standing lover had the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know. He's called the Duke of Fatal? I can't really see that. High title for a low man. If you haven't asked him about Esmeralda, I'd recommend it. Between you and me, things have been rather slow since the incident, but with spirits high and liquor flowing, it seems the crab might come out of this pinch. Name's Yvad, pleased to make your acquaintance. Been offering the weary travelers of Cecil drink and rest for nearly a decade now, but the king crab's older than that by a long shot. Alright, I remember seeing a duke here said this somewhere. See, look, it's another cat just standing around while a rat runs rampant. These are terrible cats. Alright, we have Anna, we have... There's our Duke. Hello, I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for the information I don't have. I've heard a story involving you and Esmeralda. She and I had a history. It's hardly a secret anymore. I quite doubt it was a secret from Jake while he lived. As easy it would be to pin suspicion on Esmeralda, I assure you the affair was never so steamy and sordid as the busybodies around here would make it out to be. Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other. He had his interests, she had hers, and there was little passion left between them. Certainly not enough for a murder. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say the counselor and I were anything near allies, but I never wished the man harm. I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough gossipers. You've heard of me by now. Interesting that Esmeralda did not mention this. Well, we have a little more information on the murder. Hey, Wormy, how are you today? What the hell is going on? Graphics. What do you mean by graphics? I mean, I've been complaining that the movement is kind of janky, but I'm not sure what you're referencing. Or do you mean that compared to Diablo, this game has graphics? I've always found it entertaining that people seem to leave a lot of, like, single arrowheads just hanging around in, Alright. So they said there's a marketplace, which must mean there's a marketplace. So there must be some place I can get healing potions. Bloody Undead. I mean, this seems like the most likely place to be the marketplace. But nobody seems to do anything except chat. Even the person who supposedly sells fish, you can't actually buy fish from. And the person who supposedly has arrows, you can't buy arrows from. Nope, 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 nope. This game is notorious for really wanting to force you to steal shit. If you've got a favorite sheep, best fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like my dear plump hogget, the finest in my herd. Now the herd's gone. What? Nothing in that sentence makes sense. I recently sold most of the tender loves to a trader headed north. Plenty of business that away these days. These miners must be preparing for a mighty great feast. Wish I could have a nibble of my dear darlings all ground and spice. That's weird. Hogget's been missing for a fortnight. I love that sheep, you know. Was planning to cook her into a fine midwinter night haggis myself. Do tell me if you hear anything about her. I plan on pursuing whoever stole her with my cleaver in hand. There's murder on dead orcs, but I'm worried that somebody else ate my sheep before I got to. So we have a market you can't buy anything from. A murder investigation where you can't actually look at the murder scene. Well, you can look at the murder scene, but you can't look at the guy's house. And people that talk random. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? No matter, even if it couldn't spare the hardiest specimen, I'm sure the order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Oh, this is the healer dude. Yeah, I've done this chatting as well. None of it really made any difference. And a guy who's a healer who can't actually heal. I'm an apprentice of the healing arts, but this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I have but one healing stone, you see, and 2 direly wounded men who need it. I've been racking my brain trying to decide the best method to settle this grave situation, but perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Certainly you are more accustomed to weighing life and death than I. Boris is one of the few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead, a young man but excellent in matters of business before he fell victim to the Orcish Club in the north. Quite the venerable staple of Sicil Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work. He was getting ready to retire tomorrow! A curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Lork by name, in the northern... Isn't Lork the name of the guy in Diablo? In the northern town, he is of a certain faith, the Immaculates they call themselves, that espouse the belief that certain stones can heal wounded flesh. I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claim, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed, leaving no trace of the wound. Needless to say, I was astounded. But it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts to a useless inert state. It takes time to regain its magical properties, and I guard it cautiously. So wait, I have to decide whether or not somebody's, like, gonna live or die? Don't dither along, these men are slipping ever closer towards the edge of the passing minute. Alright, apparently I have to pick who's gonna live and who... Oh, wait a minute. Can I just, like, lay her down? Will that cure her? No, You know, for all this, like, just pull them apart and everything will be fine, it doesn't really work very well. What's this? No, I didn't want, That relic of Evelyn's, the so-called healing crystal, I've seen one like it before. It is a relic of source. One look at that gem will be enough to convince me it's no force of good, but a bloodstone through and through. A bloodstone, you say? Tell us more. Indeed, I've heard of such a relic, but I've yet to learn any details. I've come across such a stone. It may be capable of healing, as the good doctor said, but its origins are dark as midnight. Bloodstone is so named for a reason. What starts as a pretty gem is corrupted by 6 sorcerers who infuse it with the blood of the slain. I mean, this sounds like maybe whoever we cure with it is going to end up becoming a zombie. If that zone is what I suspect, I wouldn't trust Cecil's so-called healers any more than I'd trust A pyromancer on a wooden boat. Alright, you finish healing up. Alright. How about your healing stone? That seems like a good place to start. No, we already had this conversation. Wait a minute, we can't say, hey, your stone is like a tool of evil. Maybe you should not be using it? Because that seems like the most reasonable thing to do. Oops. Where did she go? I wonder if this is the sheep that's gone missing. Did you get a new computer? Didn't think your old one could handle anything with graphics like this. Yes, I did. For the, the fundraiser went well enough that I was able to hit the Black Friday sale and get a computer that is a massive upgrade from what I had. It's still a little janky. I'm kind of trying to figure out all of the weirdnesses. The mouse likes to just sometimes randomly fail. But yeah, it definitely handles better than most. Yeah, so Wormy, the reason I'm reading everything out is that if you do it with the voice actors, it takes so long that it literally takes 2 hours to get through 20 minutes of dialogue. So I just shut the voice off and have been trying to read out what seems important. I didn't want to sneak. Why does character come up with sneaking? Like, that doesn't make any sense. What is this? Abilities. Do I have new abilities? I don't think I have new abilities. Why is it flashing? Weird. Alright, I was trying to... Okay, so I'm level 2. Everything outside was level 3, which is probably why I got my butt handed to me. There are 3 of me now, though, so that might be helpful. Alright, Roderick is also flashing. Is there something else I'm supposed to be able to, like, do? Oh, I see. I have a point available. Weapons, defense, skills. Who is this? Roderick. Oh, good lord. Personality. That is an interesting... Okay, so I have 1 attribute point available, and I have 1, I guess, skill point available? I don't know what my skills are, that's the issue. It just says skills 3, it doesn't say, like, what those skills actually do. I mean, what I could really use is a lockpicking skill, because that's been really kind of an issue at this point. Ancient stone gate key. Huh. Alright. What do we think? Strength, dexterity, intelligence, constitution, speed, perception. Anybody have any thoughts on what I ought to put points into? The problem is I don't really know enough about these characters yet. I mean, I feel like she ought to get defense because she got her butt handed to her last time. Oh, I have to put it in either shield, specialist, or willpower. I don't have a shield, though. And I can't find a merchant to get one. Well, let's hope that at some point I'm gonna find a shield. Strength, dexterity, intelligence, constitution, speed, and perception. Determined. She did seem pretty good at dodging. Maybe I ought to get more into that. Ooh, how many action points? Ooh, that's what I need. I need more action points. Alright, he already did pretty well on the action point thing. Recommended for spellcasters, despite the fact that we're supposed to be hunting spellcasters. That seems like a weird choice. What I'd really like to know is how to increase how fast my stuff, like how long it takes me to get my abilities back. I don't really know. Does anybody have any suggestions? Like I said, I don't feel like I know very much about these characters, so... I have a point in witchcraft and a point in pyrotechnics, but apparently I can't increase those. Ooh, personality, bartering, charisma, leadership, and lucky charm. Do I get better deals if I have bartering? Ooh, lockpicking. Look at that. I was just saying I needed that. I feel like the third guy would be better for it, though. Like, let's see. Huh. Wow, he doesn't have... Oh, he's still level 1. Sugar Pops, I was hoping we'd picked up another level 2 guy. That means he's gonna get absolutely wiped out when we go back to the undead. Alright, I guess we're gonna give this guy lockpicking because somebody's gotta have it. And I guess we'll give him intelligence, because somebody's got to have that too. Somebody here needs a brain in their head. Alright. I appear to have gone through this entire town. And the only place I can get out of is that door to the northwest. So I guess I haven't... Have I tried down here? I don't think I've tried down here. Well, let's give that a shot. Oh, except I still need to know how to get there. Can't get there from here. Nope, you want to go up here. If there's another door over here I can't get through, I'm gonna start grumbling about, like, why have areas that say you can go through you can walk through them when you actually can't. Like, there's nothing that says there's a wall there. Ugh. If you're gonna give me a map that works. And yeah, another locked gate. Even though it says I can get through it. Alright, I guess we're going all the way back across town to go through the other gate that leads to the area where we're gonna die. Well, at least we can end on the entertainment of you getting to watch me get slaughtered by zombies. That'll at least give us some entertainment in the last 2 hours. Alright, that door is locked. I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is that grave. Which we can't do anything with because we don't have a shovel. And we apparently can't buy a shovel anywhere. Wow, there are a lot of graves here. Oh, here's another wall that does not actually show up on the map. This town's map maker needs to be, like, drawn and quartered. This is such a fun game, well worth the time and money. I am glad you think so. I don't think anyone else who's been watching this agrees with you. But if you have any advice to give, I would absolutely love to hear it, because so far, nothing in this game makes any sense to me. I absolutely love Original Sin 2. This one, not so much. So, please, 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 I am delighted to have you here. Let me know if you have any advice. You know, before I get killed by zombies, preferably. It was a gift, though, so it definitely was worth the money I didn't pay for it. And I am very, very grateful to the bear for giving it to me, because I actually have always wondered how this was. It is always something I wanted to play. I just don't think it's making for a very good streaming game. There's too much confusion and uncertainty. And the controls are creature looks like it would play fetch with our female. What creature? This creature? Sick looking dog? Ooh, where have I ended up? And why can't I move forward? Oh, what did I run into? Something apparently really big and bad by the looks. I can't seem to zoom out anymore, so I don't know what I'm looking at or where I need to go. So I guess we're just gonna move up in the hopes that I can actually see whatever it is I'm looking at. Undead archer. That's quite the archerness. Gotta say, zombies that, can cast spells and do archery is, a little sus. And the fact that I can't actually aim at things is very annoying. Like, I literally can't... They can hit me, but I can't hit them. I thought I should be able to zoom out, but I can't seem to get any further than that. So, I guess we'll just take out the zombie boar. Oh, I probably could have hit them from here, huh? Well, too late now. Battering ram. Let's do that. And then this. I can't. I can't see. I definitely should be able to hit them, but I can't get down there to see them. Alright. This bar is blocking my way, so I can't actually do anything. Oh! What just happened? I'm very frustrated. Do you know this game? Because I don't. And it's beginning to piss me off. Whirlwind, battering ram. I don't know what this guy can do, so... I guess... I guess they're all gonna have to flee now, because I thought I was casting haste, and apparently I fled instead. So, poof. You're in a tight spot. Something if you... Oh, flee if you wish. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Oh, apparently I can't do that. Yeah, and you know what? It occurs to me I haven't saved in ages, which means I'm gonna have to do this all over again. And this guy can't even flee at all. So that's even more annoying. Whoops. Shit. I was attempting to actually hit them. Alright, just kill me off so that I can end this game. Yeah, these are level 4, and there's way more of them. There's no way I could have beat these guys. No, I don't want to resist death. I want to die. Just let it be over. Yes, thank you. Alright, 12 o'clock. You got to watch me get killed by zombies. So, we are gonna call it a day. Alright, well I feel like that was just another terrible gaming session. I do thank everyone for joining me, despite the fact that I think everyone was here kind of half-heartedly. I already know Ben wasn't really watching the stream, but I appreciate the lurking anyway. I'm probably going to keep this up to the end of the week in the hopes of actually hitting my 3,000 hours. But I think after that I may do away with the gaming streams. They don't seem to be at a great time for people, and nobody really seems to enjoy them very much, so... So yeah, I think we're going to give it to the end of the week, see if we can hit the 3,000 hours. And then if there's other things that people would like me to do, I really have blocked out this time to try and spend time with people. But the gaming streams don't seem to be working very well. Both because nobody really seems to enjoy them, and because I'm really terrible at this. So, please do drop suggestions, things that you would like me to do. If there's anything else, you can find me on Twitter, you can drop them in the comments here, you can find me on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. I am, let's see, last time I knew I was 107 hours away from the 3,000, and I am 14 away from 14 subscribers away from the Chex Quest stream that I was going to do with Tombi and Yarnwitch and maybe one other person. That should at least be entertaining because they're far better at video games than I am. And hopefully they've played Doom before. Pardon me. I never played the 90s Doom game, so we'll see how that goes. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to play tomorrow. We're done with Diablo, and I haven't picked up Diablo 2 yet, so I did get a copy of the Pathfinder game, and I played 10 or 15 minutes of that yesterday, and I really enjoyed it, so I may restart that, and maybe we'll do that tomorrow. That has some reasonable graphics once I've, tweaked the contrast like crazy. And at least there's some combat that, makes sense. So hopefully that will be a little more enjoyable for everybody. So anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful day today. I'm going to go get some work done. And we will see you tomorrow morning, provided the universe allows for it. And happy headbutting!